Pangolins, often unseen, yet profoundly impacted by human actions, are teetering on the brink of extinction. These unique scale-covered mammals, once thriving across Asia and Africa, now face a dire future due to rampant illegal trafficking. Surpassing even elephants and rhinos, pangolin have become the most trafficked animals in the world, their existence threatened by the shadowy demands of black markets. This video unveils their struggle and the critical fight to save them. The pangolins' predicament. These shy, scale-armored mammals are facing an existential crisis, primarily due to two intertwined threats: rampant poaching and a shadowy, illegal wildlife trade. These creatures, often described as walking artichokes due to their unique appearance, have become the center of a devastating trade, driven by deeply rooted cultural practices and beliefs. The demand for pangolin scales and meat, especially prevalent in parts of Asia and Africa, has catapulted these animals into a vortex of illegal trafficking, surpassing even the notorious markets for elephants and rhinos. The scales of pangolins, made of keratin, the same substance as human hair and nails, are falsely believed to possess medicinal properties. In traditional Chinese medicine, these scales are grounded to powder, purported to cure a range of ailments, from cancer to lactation issues, despite a complete lack of scientific evidence supporting these claims. This has led to a staggering and unsustainable exploitation of pangolin populations. In traditional African medicine, similar beliefs persist, further fueling the demand. Moreover, pangolin meat is considered a delicacy and a symbol of affluence in certain societies. This has given rise to a cruel trend where pangolins are often consumed in high-end dining experiences, a practice that not only endangers the species, but also flaunts wealth and status. The illegal trade is so extensive that in some regions, pangolins have become virtually extinct, with sightings becoming increasingly rare. Pangolins' plight is worsened by their biology. As solitary, slow-breeding creatures, often bearing only one offspring annually, they're highly susceptible to rapid population decline. High demand, slow recovery rates, and their vulnerability to poachers who easily capture them due to their defensive curling behavior push them towards extinction. This crisis highlights the unsustainable and unethical nature of the wildlife trade. The scale of the crisis. These creatures, once abundant across their native habitats, are now facing a staggering decline in population. The numbers paint a grim picture. It's estimated that over 1 million pangolins have been trafficked in the past decade alone. This figure is a stark indicator of the severity of their plight, dwarfing the illegal trade volumes of other endangered species like elephants and rhinos. Delving deeper into these statistics reveals the extent of this ecological tragedy. In certain regions, pangolin populations have plummeted to the point where they are rarely, if ever, sighted. This decline is driven by a relentless demand for their scales and meat, primarily in Asian and African markets. The scales, erroneously believed to have medicinal properties, have created a market where a single pangolin's scales can fetch a high price on the black market. This lucrative trade has not only decimated pangolin populations, but also placed them at the top of the list of the world's most trafficked animals. The comparison with other endangered species is equally concerning. While the plight of elephants and rhinos has garnered significant global attention, pangolins, until recently, remained in the shadows. This lack of awareness has only exacerbated their crisis. Unlike elephants and rhinos, which are often the focus of international conservation efforts, pangolins have suffered largely in silence, with their predicament only now beginning to receive the attention it desperately needs. The human impact. The human impact on pangolins is marked by cultural and economic complexities. Culturally, in some societies, pangolin products symbolize status, driving demand in the illegal trade. Economically, while this trade offers short-term income for some, it undermines long-term environmental health. The depletion of pangolins disrupts ecosystems, affecting agriculture and biodiversity. Local communities face a paradox: immediate financial gain from the trade versus long-term ecological and economic impacts. Overhunting of pangolins can lead to an imbalance in ecosystems, such as increased populations of ants and termites, potentially harming crops. Moreover, the illegal wildlife trade poses public health risks. The handling and consumption of wildlife, including pangolins, heightens the risk of zoonotic diseases. This concern has been underscored by the COVID-19 pandemic, highlighting the need to reassess our interaction with wildlife and the associated health risks. Conservation efforts. In the face of the pangolin crisis, conservation efforts both globally and locally are ramping up, offering a beacon of hope for these endangered creatures. Internationally, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, CITES, plays a pivotal role. CITES has classified all 8 species of pangolin under its Appendix 1, which prohibits international trade of these animals for commercial purposes. This global agreement is a critical step in clamping down on the illegal trade, providing a legal framework for conservation efforts. Nationally, countries across Asia and Africa are strengthening their laws to protect pangolins. Increased penalties for poaching and trafficking, along with enhanced enforcement, are key components of these efforts. In some regions, governments are collaborating with conservation organizations to improve monitoring and protection of pangolin habitats. On the ground, conservation initiatives are diverse and impactful. Rescue and rehabilitation centers are vital, providing care for injured or trafficked pangolins, with the ultimate goal of releasing them back into the wild. These centers not only offer a second chance for individual pangolins, but also serve as crucial research hubs where conservationists can learn more about these elusive creatures and their needs in the wild. Challenges in pangolin conservation. Challenges in pangolin conservation are multifaceted, highlighting the complexities of wildlife protection in the modern world. One of the primary difficulties lies in enforcing laws and monitoring the illegal trade. Despite international bans under CITES and national regulations, the clandestine nature of wildlife trafficking presents significant enforcement challenges. Traffickers often use sophisticated methods to evade detection, including falsifying documents and using hidden compartments in shipping containers. This makes trafficking and intercepting illegal shipments of pangolins a daunting task for authorities. Another major challenge is the survival of pangolins in captivity. Pangolins, being highly specialized feeders that primarily consume ants and termites, require specific diets and environments that are hard to replicate in captivity. Their unique dietary needs, combined with the stress of being in an unnatural environment, often lead to health issues, making their survival and breeding in captivity challenging. This underscores the importance of preserving their natural habitats, which are increasingly being encroached upon by human activities. Habitat loss due to deforestation, agricultural expansion, and urban development further exacerbates the plight of pangolins, diminishing their natural living spaces and food sources. Raising awareness and taking action. Raising awareness is crucial in the battle to save pangolins. Educating the public about the plight of these creatures reduces demand for their products. Everyone can play a role, from sharing information to supporting conservation groups. Advocacy for stricter enforcement of wildlife laws is vital. Raising awareness about pangolins is a key factor in their conservation. Educating the public on the critical situation facing these animals helps diminish the demand for their products. Individuals and organizations alike can contribute to this cause in various ways, from spreading awareness to supporting wildlife conservation groups. Advocating for stronger enforcement of wildlife protection laws is also essential. Collective efforts in education, law enforcement, and conservation can significantly impact the survival of pangolins, ensuring these unique creatures remain a part of our world's diverse ecosystem. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please consider subscribing to our channel and giving this video a thumbs up. Until next time, take care.